Everything started with the bathroom mirror in my apartment. A normal, boring mirror, until last Tuesday at 3 a.m., when I walked past it half asleep and saw something impossible. A reflection of a room I had never seen before. A room that doesn't exist anywhere inside my home. At least it shouldn't.
The first time I noticed the strange room in the mirror, I froze. My bathroom behind me looked normal, but the reflection showed peeling wallpaper and an old wooden dresser. I stepped closer, thinking it was a trick of the light, but the image sharpened, as if the mirror wanted me to see every detail. Worse, a faint shadow moved in the corner of that unfamiliar room.
I blinked, expecting the mirror to correct itself. Instead, the shadow grew clearer, tall, thin, shifting like smoke but shaped like a person. My body felt pinned in place. I reached out and touched the glass, half expecting my hand to pass through. It stayed solid, cold. Yet the figure in the reflected room tilted its head, as if listening.
I backed away, heart pounding, and the moment I crossed the bathroom threshold, the mirror snapped back to normal. The strange room vanished. I almost convinced myself I'd imagined it. But sleep refused to come, and every time I closed my eyes, I saw that warped silhouette waiting behind the dresser.
The next night, I tested it. I stood in the bathroom with my phone ready. At first, the mirror showed only my tired face, but when I switched off the overhead light, the reflection flickered, and the unknown room appeared again. My camera refused to focus, glitching with static. The smoky figure stood closer now.
I whispered, "Can you hear me?" Immediately, the figure twitched. It didn't move like something alive. It jerked in sudden angles, like broken frames stitched together. Then the dresser drawer behind it slid open on its own. I heard nothing in the real bathroom, but in the mirror, dust drifted out as if disturbed. I flipped the light on and everything vanished. My phone finally focused, but all it captured was my regular bathroom. No strange room, no shadowy figure. I reviewed the footage frame by frame, but it was as if the mirror refused to be filmed. Only one frame glitched, a smear of darkness right where the figure had stood.
I started avoiding the bathroom, brushing my teeth in the kitchen sink like a terrified child. But eventually, I had to return. When I did, the mirror was already active, showing the unknown room even in daylight. The dresser had moved. It now sat directly in the center of the reflected space, drawers open like a hungry mouth.
This time, the figure was gone. I exhaled in shaky relief, but only for a moment. A sound echoed inside my bathroom, 3 soft taps coming from behind the mirror. I stepped closer. On the glass, faint streaks appeared, as if someone was dragging fingers from the other side.
I pressed my ear to the mirror. For the first time, I heard something from the reflected room. Breathing. Slow, strained breathing that didn't match mine. The mirror fogged slightly, but only on the inside. Then a low creak echoed as something heavy shifted in the unseen space. I backed away and the breathing grew louder, more desperate. The dresser in the reflection scraped across the floor, moving toward where I stood. But in my real bathroom, nothing moved. I watched helplessly as the reflected room rearranged itself around the mirror, like the glass was becoming a doorway. I ran out and slammed the bathroom door. For hours I listened. Nothing. No taps, no scraping, no breathing. I eventually convinced myself the mirror only reacted when I was inside. But when I checked again at sunrise, the reflection showed something new. A fresh set of muddy footprints across the warped wooden floor. Those footprints weren't there before. They led from the dresser to the exact spot where my side of the mirror would be. Someone or something had approached the glass from the other side. The thought made my skin crawl. I whispered, "What do you want?" The reflection dimmed, as if the room held its breath. Suddenly, a handprint appeared on the inside of the mirror, not smoky like the figure, solid, human. 5 distinct fingers, pressed hard enough to smear the reflective surface. I stumbled back as more prints appeared, overlapping, frantic, as if someone was trying to push their way through. Then came the voice, a faint, trembling whisper. "Let me out." The words didn't come from the room or the real bathroom. They came from the mirror itself. My reflection stared back at me, but the voice was not mine. It sounded exhausted, hurt, desperate, and too real to ignore. I forced myself to respond. "Who are you?" The mirror darkened, swallowing the reflected room in shadows. After a long silence, the voice answered, "I'm what he left behind." My blood ran cold. Before I could ask what that meant, the dresser in the reflected room violently toppled over. The crash didn't echo in my world, but I saw dust billow in the mirror. A shape crawled out from behind the fallen dresser, a second figure, smaller, trembling. Its face flickered in and out, like it couldn't stay fully formed. It pointed at me with a shaking hand and whispered, "Don't trust the first one." 2 figures, 2 voices, one pleading, one warning. The mirror pulsed with a soft, unnatural glow, as if choosing which version to reveal. Then both figures vanished, leaving the dresser and the empty room. My reflection warped, stretching unnaturally for a split second before snapping back. I reached toward the glass again. This time, it felt warm. Too warm. The warmth grew hotter, like something was pressing against the mirror from the other side. A faint outline formed, a human silhouette leaning forward, lips traced against the glass, mouthing words I couldn't hear. When I wiped the surface clear, the unknown room flashed back into view. The walls were peeling faster now, strips of wallpaper curling like burned paper. A door appeared at the back of the room, one I had never seen before. It shook violently, as if someone was pounding to be let inside. The door burst open. Darkness poured out like a flood, swallowing the room in seconds. A single pale arm reached upward from the shadow, grasping blindly. Then a head emerged, eyes hollow, jaw hanging open in a silent scream. The mirror surface trembled beneath my fingers. I stumbled away, knocking over a shelf. My bathroom lights flickered, matching the stuttering movements of the creature in the reflection. For a moment, it looked directly at me, not through the room, through the mirror. Its eyes gleamed with recognition, as if it had finally found what it was searching for. The mirror cracked. Thin spiderweb fractures spread across its surface. But the reflection didn't distort. Instead, the unknown room grew clearer, closer. The shadow creature clawed at the cracks, widening them from its side. My real bathroom light sparked and buzzed as if reacting to its presence. Suddenly, the original smoky figure reappeared, grabbing the creature from behind. They wrestled violently, their movements jerking like corrupted footage. A distorted scream echoed from inside the mirror. Both figures dragged each other toward the back wall of the reflected room until they vanished completely. The room went still. Dust floated in the air. Slowly, the dresser slid back to its original place. The cracks in the mirror sealed themselves before my eyes. The reflection dimmed until only my bathroom appeared again. I waited for something else to happen, But nothing did. For the first time, the mirror was silent. Hours passed with no change. I should have felt relieved, but dread settled in my stomach. Too quiet, too calm. When I finally leaned in again, I noticed something subtle but wrong. My reflection wasn't copying me perfectly. My movements matched a split second too late. I raised my hand. The reflection hesitated. I blinked. It blinked slower. Then it smiled, an expression I wasn't making. The smile stretched wider, teeth sharpening into unnatural points. The reflected room flashed behind it for a heartbeat, just long enough to reveal the creature's shadow looming. My reflection pressed its palm to the glass. This time, the mirror rippled like water. The surface bulged outward beneath its handprint. A cold breeze blew from the cracks forming at the edges of the frame. The reflection mouthed a single word. Switch. I tried to run, but my legs felt heavy, like the mirror was pulling at my bones. The reflection's hand pushed further through the surface, solidifying. Fingers wrapped around the frame from the inside. The unknown room pulsed behind it, alive with shifting shadows that crawled along the walls.
I grabbed the door frame, fighting the invisible pull. The mirror reflection yanked itself halfway out, its face glitching between mine and something hollow-eyed, broken. The voice from earlier whispered again, this time from behind me. Don't let him take your place. I spun, but no one was there.
With a final surge, I slammed the bathroom light switch off. Darkness swallowed the room. The mirror's pull vanished. When I turned the lights back on, the surface was normal again, just my tired reflection staring back. But now I'm afraid to look too long, because sometimes, for a split second, it still smiles.